today's case is one I'm sure you've heard of before. The mysterious alien figures found in 2 levels in Super Mario Galaxy 2. One of these galaxies is called Shiverburn, a level that has both lava and ice mechanics. When you enter the level, go into first-person camera view and look up at the left canyon. You can see 3 figures staring down at you. Very strange, and nobody in the game even mentions these figures, so aside from these figures being in the game, they have nothing to do with it. Now that we've got the stuff that everyone knows out of the way, time for the more obscure stuff. Contrary to popular belief, this isn't the only time these figures appear in the game. After you collect all 120 power stars and all 120 additional green stars, head over to the Grandmaster Galaxy that unlocks. And if you somehow get to the part with the electricity and pole stars and look up at the same place you looked up in Shiverburn, you can see them. In fact, you can even see them more clearly here because of the lack of visible heat waves. And if you look very closely, which is kind of hard due to the fact that the Wii has 0 resolution, you can see a mysterious few pixels above their heads that stay there when you look around. Keep that in mind for later. Something else worth noting here is the fact that there's actually 4 figures. How do I know that? Well, the texture only has a few figures and an extra line of pixels on the top, which is what you've seen earlier. This is evident by the data mine done by a Go Nintendo user named Tacos. That is the greatest name of all time. Now, every single time anyone does a documentation on these things, they always have to say Tacos. Anyway, he also found the name of the texture as well as the skybox, Beyond Hell Valley and Hell Valley Skytrees. Anyway, how I know that there's really 4 figures is how the texture is repeated twice. You just can't see the other one. The reason why you can't see the other one is because the second texture is placed lower on the skybox, so you can't see the 4th Skytree. Another discovery is the fact that these things are freaking gigantic! This was discovered by YouTuber SwankyBox, and it's quite interesting. What he did was he moved the map closer to the Skytrees, and because of the fact that skyboxes are huge, that means that the Hell Valley Skytrees are also huge. They only appear small because you are extremely far away. Now some theories. What the Hell Valley are these things? Some say that this is a reference to something in Japanese folklore called the Kodama. They live in trees, and it's said that if you chop one down, it brings you bad luck. Oh, that's why they don't look similar at all. If that's the case, how come they and this map are referred to as Hell Valley? Another theory going around is that it's a mistranslation. Another theory going around is that this is a mistranslation. Okay, how the hell am I supposed to pronounce this? Jigo Kundani is a place in Japan that, from what I know of, is a place with hot springs that you can go in at winter. So it's a combo of hot and cold, like Shiverburn. I don't know. As the theory goes, Nintendo of Japan used the name as a placeholder, and when the game was getting translated, they came out with Hell Valley. As for the Skytrees part, it refers to the monkeys there. So these things are supposed to be weirdo space monkeys. Unfortunately, I can't point to any original sources of these theories, but there are some videos retelling it. The Kodama theory and also a Slenderman theory, which is extremely stupid, were documented by Mullet Mike on Creepy Gaming. And the Jigo Kudami theory, no, and the Jigo Kudani hot cold monkey theory was retold by this person. And that's where we end with the Skytrees in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Nintendo has never confirmed anything about these. They just are there, and we still don't know what to make of them. But there have been plenty of discoveries over the years. I doubt there's too much more to find out unless an actual Nintendo representative tells us what they are. This wasn't the end of weird Easter eggs Nintendo puts in their games, though. The next thing we'll look at is Super Mario 3D Land. In this game, they kind of took the Hell Valley Skytree Easter egg and turned it into a ghost Easter egg, which kind of morphed into its own set of Easter eggs. For example, in every single ghost house in 3D Land, you can find a ghostly Skytree lookalike. The most famous location is World 4-4 by the flagpole. Apparently, it's actually a texture of a normal person that just so happens to look like a Skytree when it's put into the game. Again, as far as I know, this was discovered by SwankyBox as well. Not much more is known about this. there's even less info on this guy. These Easter eggs have turned into ghost Easter eggs, and as far as I know, it started with these 2 games. For example, in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, there's this thing on a train level, mysterious hands in this ghost level, and in another ghost level, there's a spirit rising out of a window. I think that the Easter egg in 3D Land inspired all these ghostly figures in Treasure Tracker, and I like to think that the Easter egg in 3D Land was inspired by Galaxy 2. You see, it's all a cycle. That's why I think this is relevant. They could be completely unrelated, but I like to think that it is related. There is still a lot we don't know about these, but maybe there isn't anything to know. Maybe they're just there because they're there. But as far as I know, that is the complete history of the Hill Valley Sky Trees. I have nothing else to say. That's the end of the video. Go away. Hill Valley Sky.
This game's a product of the fucking devil.